ladies and gentlemen, viewers and subscribers. This is Thea with Housewives TV coming to you. Well, first I would like to apologize for the live Friday night. I tried to go on live with the plyboard or plywood oaks the other night, and I was having technical difficulties. So again, I apologize for that. And in this video, I am going to bring you part 1 of that plyboard oaks. I am dividing the plywood fireside chat video into 3 parts. Part 1, which I'm gonna air now, is the bait. Part 2 is the big all bingo. And part 3 is busted. Now, if I don't cover everything in part 3, then I'll have a part 4 as a little summary and so on. So, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, that plyboard is very expensive nowadays. A matter of fact, building material, especially lumber, costs an arm and a leg right now. And plyboard went up from about 3,000 to approximately 8,000 Jamaican dollars. And so you can't afford for anyone to rip you off when you're building your house and you try to buy some plywood. Now, this issue that I had was back in 2014 when I was building. So, sit back and relax and share this video and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified when I upload the other parts of this video. Okay, so stay tuned. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this situation happened around 2014. I think it's 2014 or 2015. But either case, plyboard was selling at that time for 1,800 to 2,000 Jamaican dollars. Okay? And during that time, they were building the bypass in Linstead, that highway that goes all the way to Ocho Rios. You can take it from Kingston all the way. You can end up, I think, to Montego Bay by that highway. So the property that this hardware was at was sold to government because the highway went through that property, and that hardware used to be at Vanity Fair. And those of you who are familiar with St. Catherine knows where Vanity Fair is, between Linstead and Rosehall in that area. So in this story, you are going to hear about mainly 3 notorious individuals. I am going to call them S1, S2, and S3. Now, let me give you some background. S1 is a stranger to me, but he is friend with S2 and S3, who are relatives of mine. And it's important for me to let you know, S2 is a relative but distant, probably down in the 4th generation. S3 is my nephew. And I'm telling you this because I want you to be aware that you can't trust anyone basically in Jamaica. Yes, there are a few good people left there, but it's hard to find them. And you have to do your homework before you entrust them with your money and with doing business for you. because some of them are up to clean you out. And as much as they are relatives, do not put it past them. They will clean you out. Okay. So what happened is we were getting ready to deck the Cherryfield house building. As you will see in some of these pictures, I just put up some of the decking preparation so you can see as I talk about what happened. Now, I needed some plyboard, and I was overseas at the time, and my person that I was using as an agent there, he was not a builder. Matter of fact, he is an electrician. And I'm going to also give you another fireside chat, but keep in mind this individual S2, okay? S2 had access to call me overseas. He'd send me pictures. He'll check people out for me, recommend other workers, and so on. All right. And so I put a lot of trust in him. All right. So I was in the States when S2 called me up. I had bought some plyboard before, quite a bit of plyboard, but it wasn't enough to make forms and all that. As a matter of fact, there was somebody else that was building close to me, and I bought that person's forms when he was through using them, and that still wasn't enough. It's a large building, as you can see in pictures that you have seen so far. So I needed more plyboard, and S2 called me up and told me that there is an hardware down by Vanity Fair that is closing out, and they have 50% off on plyboard. So the plyboard would cost $1,000 a sheet. So I was glad, and he told me, you have to send the money right away. Now, put that in your pipe and smoke it. This part of the video, part 1, is called the bait. And it's important that you pay attention to this part because this is a scam. They have several hardware scams in Jamaica that they target people who are abroad and building a house in Jamaica. So the way the bait works is they call you, and number one part of the bait is the price is drastically reduced from the going price. Number two, there's an urgency. You have to act now. You have to send the money, pay for it now, because it's either it's gonna finish today or tomorrow. But whatever the case, there's some urgency to put pressure on you to act right away. So those two elements of the scam you have to pay attention to. So I got the call, and S2 told me that the sale was ending. And this was, I believe, on a Friday. He called me and he said, you have to send the money now. You can get 50 sheets of ply, and you have to act. No, you can get them for half price. So I sent the money, got the money wired. At the time, S2 told me that he couldn't collect any more money because, and this is true, sometimes Western Union, if you send too much money or too often to one individual, Western Union will deny them the pickup. And so you have to send it someone else. So S3 told me to send the money to his mom. She'll pick it up for me. So both S2 and S3 knows that the money is coming. And I sent at the time, I don't remember if it was 75 or 80,000 US. But, and I'm thinking it was more 80, not 80,000 US, Jamaican dollars. So correct that. I think it was more 80 because I had to send 54 for the with the GCT or what have you. The ply was gonna cost 54,000, and I have to pay for a truck to transport it home. And then I usually send a little money to whoever picks up the transfer for me, plus I'll send something for S2. Every time he does an errand for me, I send some money. So I think it's 80,000 or so. So anyway, the money was sent and he said he's going right away to pay for the plyboard. Now, I said to him, being this place is going out of business, get a truck and take the truck there so you can pick up the material when you pay for it. Don't have them deliver it, because if this place is going out of business and liquidating all their stuff, they're not going to be working on any kind of schedule like they normally did when they were doing business regular. So, and I don't trust that. Let's get our own truck where as we pay for the material and we bring it at home. So then that was Friday. So over the weekend, I didn't correspond with S2 until about Tuesday the following week now. I called S2 and I said, how was the delivery? How this stuff, they got delivered on the site okay and so on? And he told me no. It didn't get delivered. I think the excuse was he didn't get a truck arranged up as yet to go pick it up. So he said to me, I'm gonna get S1 to go pick it up for me. Well, I know S1 was a shady person, and everybody in the district knows him to be a shady person. So I said to him, no, I don't want S1 to pick up the material. Ask one of the men that carry building material for me before if they could go do it. All right? And I left it at that. So he said, okay, they're gonna go Wednesday and pick up the plyboard. Now, Wednesday evening I call to see, make sure the delivery happen and everything. S2 gave me a story. Oh, so and so our S1 didn't get to go pick it up. We got late when we went there. They couldn't, it was too late to load it and what have you. So we're going Thursday. To cut a long story short, I kept calling every day to find out, did the board get delivered? Because not only did S1, not only did S2 tell me about the plyboard, but as soon as I sent the money, he called me back and he said to me, send another 90 something thousand come, because they also have steel and you can get some steel. So something went up. There was a red flag that went up in my head. And I said, I'm not going to send the 90,000 until when I see the board come. Then I'll evaluate whether I'm going to send to buy the steel. So for several days, no plyboard was delivered. Until after that time, I notice I'm calling S2 and he's not answering his phone. He cuts off communication with me. So he had a second number that I had used before, but I really didn't call him on that number. I think that number I had to call him straight on it or something like that. It didn't have WhatsApp. So anyway, what I did was I called that number, and he didn't, and when I called that number, I didn't call from my phone. I called from somebody else's phone. So he picked up, and when he spoke to me, I almost passed out. Now stick a pin, and I'll come back in a second. So the scam is about to unfold. So when I spoke to S2, this is his story. He told me that he went to pick up the plyboard, and while the workers were loading the plyboard onto the truck that he brought, the manager / owner of the company saw them loading a large amount of plyboard. So he decided to check and double check and make sure that everything was going fine. So the owner asked for his receipt, and he gave the receipt to the owner, and the owner said to him, "Oh, this plyboard is not 50% off." And he said, "Yes, but your workers told me it's 50% off, and that's my receipt." So the owner said, "No, stop the loading. Don't load anymore. This plyboard is not for 50% off." And with that, the owner called the police. Pay attention. When the police came, the worker that they had purchased the plyboard from was arrested. I said, "What?" He said, "Yes." I said, "But what happened? Why was he arrested?" Oh, the owner said it was a backdoor deal. And so he took the receipt and he have the guy arrested. That is the worker from the store. So I said, "Well, what happened to the money you paid? If he took the receipt and he stops the truck from being loaded and he said it's not 50% off from the ply, it's not 50% off for the ply, then he should refund you your money. He can't just keep your money." So I said, "So where's the receipt now?" He said to me, that is S2, said to me, "Oh, the owner still has the receipt." I said, "But how could you hand over your receipt to somebody and not get your money back? That doesn't make any sense to me." So naturally, guys, I don't know about you, but I was already about to pass out. So he said to me, he assured me, "Oh, I soon straighten things out." I say, "Straighten things out?" He said, "Yes, because I have a police friend, and the police friend had sold a car to this worker, the one that just got arrested. And the worker didn't pay all the money for the car, so the police friend had retained the title and other paperwork on the car. And they contacted the police friend, and the police friend said told the guy that is the worker from the hardware that he's not gonna deliver the title over to him for the car until he refunds the money that S2 gave him for the plyboard. Well, another red flag went up in my head, because they had told me that, S2 had told me that the guy was arrested and carted off to jail. So something in my head said, well, if the guy's in jail, how this police guy is gonna have this kind of conversation with him in such a short space, and the guy still is locked away, he hasn't gotten any bail. Okay, things weren't adding up. So I decided to call S3, who is my nephew. So I'll tell you S3's story in part 2. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, because I want John public, Jamaica public, to be aware of these scams when you stay abroad and you send your hard-working money to Jamaica. I want you to be aware of the scams that are out there. You see, viewers, the lotto or the bingo that they have going out there is not the only type of bingo that is happening in Jamaica. So you need to be aware. Okay? So I'll talk to you in part 2, what happened. See you there.